We are here with yet another episode of the one and only, that is the number one podcast in all of Los Angeles. You have to understand what's going on. We are here. Hey, this is the home. This is the dojo. We have a lot of masterminds that come in here, as you guys are aware of, and today is absolutely no different. We have a mogul in the building. Oh yeah, that's right. We got a legend in the building. Come on, man, look at it. Hey, man, look. Hey, this brother right here. hey, this brother right here is a creative mind. He's a creative genius. Come on, man. Hey, he's a fashion icon as well. Come on. This is light. Come on. This is something light. This is something light. This is just like, I just woke up. Come on. Hey, look, he making a statement today with what he got on, because he know King Q rolled out the bed with some shorts on and some Pumas. So he had to come show me out as my brother. Not gonna catch me slipping. Hey, come on now. But he's in here. He's representing. Yes. You have to understand what's going on. He's the one and only Adam Taylor. Hey, you know we got the little claps in the back that do all that. You understand what I'm saying? Come on, man. Hey, man, how you feeling, bro?
Blessed and highly favored. How you doing, man?
I'm blessed, man.
How
Come
you
on.
doing?
I like to say blessed by the best, no stress.
Oh.
Yeah. You like that? You like that?
I mean,
don't be taking it, bro. If I see it on your post, I'm going to know exactly what happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm blessed, bro. All this shit going on out here, though. Especially centered around our people. We going through it. And it's no secret. It ain't nothing new. So that's really what's fresh in my mind right now. Mm-hmm. Obviously with the Jacob Blake situation going on, shot my brother 7 times in the back with the intentions to kill, might I add. You see how I just jump into it like that?
I mean, there's no other way to put it.
Come on.
I mean,
come on.
It is what it is. Like,
facts.
His back turned.
Facts.
He was there to break up a fight.
Facts.
The cops didn't listen to say they were saying not him.
Come on.
People were telling me that, why was he complacent? He was there to help.
Come on.
Why aren't the cops there to de-escalate?
See, that's the issue.
I'm just saying. And I grew up with a family full of cops.
Yeah.
My grandfather's a well-known, respected NYPD detective. And first and foremost, he told me how to drive. So if a cop ever chases me, they're not catching me. But that's another conversation.
I love it.
But the one thing my grandfather taught me is how to be patient and how to always de-escalate a situation. And for those who know me knows I'm usually not patient. But, that's what he tried to instill in me.
Yeah.
And for me growing up, when I seen any NYPD officers, I immediately thought of my grandfather, thought of my uncles, So I always had some kind of respect and some kind of camaraderie for the boys in blue. And speaking of the boys in blue, the whole term of Blue Lives Matter is not a term.
Speak on that, please.
Because you choose to put on a blue shirt. We don't choose to put on our black skin.
They're not here.
Just saying.
They're not here.
But
come on.
But when I say that, I can't say ACAB. I will never say all cops are bad, because they're not.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
That's just a fact.
I can't say fuck the police, because I can't say that. I will say defund the police.
Yeah.
That makes sense. There's no reason why there are $45 million going to the police, and for the most part, for you to become an officer with a gun, on average, it takes about 14 hours in some states.
Come on. That's crazy.
In some states, you could barely get an associate's degree. You can get anything. You can major in liberal arts.
Are you open to the idea of abolishing the police?
Absolutely not.
Yeah? Tell me why.
I truly feel that there needs to be some kind of enforcement system. I feel like the way the system is right now is completely wrong, and it needs to be completely changed. And when I say defund the police, I mean the whole system. Let's, instead of putting $45 million to the police that doesn't really need it, what about the homeless?
Come on.
The state of California, the county of LA is a state of emergency because 25% of our homeless, 25% of our population is homeless.
Yeah.
How?
That's insane when you think about it. Yeah.
Let me say that again. 25% of Los Angeles population is homeless.
Yeah, it's a fact. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Anybody who lives out here, you can go to Arts District and see it's pristine. You walk 2 blocks over to San Pedro.
You don't know where the hell you at.
Every time I drive down there, I have to drive at 2 miles an hour just because I may hit someone.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are how many? There are 3 homeless shelters? 3 in this county. I'm from New York.
Come on.
We have like 1,000.
What part of New York?
Hollis, Queens all day. What's up? 203rd and Hollis. And I mean, I'm actually born and raised in Queens. Like from New York City. People be like, oh, I live there physically. I'm from New York. No, you're not.
Talk to them.
You're not. You're from Wisconsin and you live there. You went to college in New York. Stop it. Okay, I'm from New York City.
My brother ain't playing with y'all today. Talk to him. Come on.
But yeah, I forgot what I was talking about, y'all.
No, I mean, New York. I asked you in regards to the abolishment of police. You said absolutely not.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Right.
I definitely would not, because that's one, I think of like the people who actually do benefit from officers. Like if it wasn't for my grandfather, my family wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? My uncles wouldn't be there. And I do feel like the whole system needs to be just changed around and take some of that money and put it towards the homeless, put it towards education. Yeah. Right now we have that Karen woman who's in charge of the whole entire education system in New York, and she doesn't even have any background in it.
Ain't that crazy? We live in a fucking shit show.
I mean, we live in a great country because clearly you can literally do anything and be anything. You don't have to have any experience to do anything. You can literally be a pompous jackass. Come on. You can be a pedophile. You can literally touch little boys' booty holes and be the president. I'm just saying.
That's facts.
I'm just saying.
That's facts. Yeah.
And then you have jackasses like Kanye West taking the black vote.
Playing games,
bro. We don't have time for this.
Hey, man.
We don't have time for this.
Kanye been playing with black people in general for too damn long.
And it's sad because, again, mental health.
Yeah.
He has a lot of mental health issues. Yeah. His mom passed. He's in the second place with Kim Kardashian. And no one's helping him because the black community don't talk about mental health.
Yeah, facts.
Shout out to Raji P. Henson, though. She actually started a foundation
I saw that
actually promotes black mental health doctors. Yeah. So shout out to her because she's one of the very few, if not the only that I can think of, that actually promotes mental health within the black community.
Yeah. I think mental health is one of those things that is not talked about enough.
Absolutely.
I like good brothers like Charlemagne the God, who's really a huge advocate for mental health. I learn a lot from him. And for me, a person who's dealt with anxiety since I was 17 years old on a daily basis, not understanding what it was at all. Like, bro, I was in and out of the hospital when I was in my teen years because I had no idea what the fuck was wrong with me. So, like, literally not being able to sleep, night sweats, panic attacks, all this shit. And understanding that these are rooted mental issues from traumas that were unaddressed, you know, and so we have to understand that the true work comes from the inside out. I know that you're a huge advocate as well for mental health, especially in the LGBT community. What's that like over there? What's the dynamic like? And
it's so hard because, especially when it comes to being LGBT, we all have our own struggles, and we all have our own trials and tribulations. So when I talk about my story, like, for intents and purposes, it's a safe story. Like, I came out the closet, my family was accepting, it was all gravy. But people,
how old were you?
I came out to them when I was 14. But what
did that look like?
It was not to get too deep, but
hey, this is the place to get deep. This is the place to get deep. We got a good hour going on.
My mom, I came up to my mom first before my dad. My mom revealed a secret to me, and I was like, well, since you revealed a secret to me, I'm gonna tell you I'm gay. And she was like, oh, okay, that's not really a big secret. But like, she said that, but I found out later she didn't really knew I was gay. And it was really cool. Then I told my dad, and he was like, oh, like, he literally didn't react. He was like, okay, so are we still going to the park? Like, because we were like, I just dropped it on him. He really didn't care.
Gotcha.
He's like, because my dad, like, it was shocking. I thought like maybe he would react later. Because I remember I was so scared at the park. He did not care. And if you know my dad is a man of very few words. He does not talk. Always joke about how, out of the 32 years I've been living, he said maybe like 5 words to me, and that's like, I love you, congratulations, keep it up, don't do that. Yeah. And like, keep it pushing. Like, my dad's a very quiet man, and my dad doesn't drink.
Everybody wanted a dad like that.
Right. My dad doesn't drink, he don't smoke, he's a hardworking man, he works, he goes home to his family, and that's it. Like,
love his kids.
That's it. Like, that's it. Like, like my mom is more like outgoing one, out there, loud. I take a lot of her features, clearly. Yeah. And yeah, her friends, my dad's friends, and that's what it's been. That has been the dynamics for the most of my life.
Yeah. For me, I think that's important, man. And I just want to say this before we start diving into these questions and these conversations. The dialogue that's prepared is very powerful and it's very needed. And I'm huge on creating safe spaces for people. I understand as a host, I'm in a position where I'm required and obligated to speak to people from all different walks of life. and I'm aware of that, and that's what I'm passionate about. I think that people can learn from the idea of asking questions to genuinely understand another perspective,
Absolutely.
opposed to asking questions prepared and locked and loaded to judge.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm huge.
It's more organic that way.
Yes. So for me, any question that I present today and any other podcast episode, it's always to genuinely understand another perspective. And I know there's other people out there, especially for this audience, we all tend to have that mindset. So for me, I thought it was very powerful to reach out to you. I reached out to you and I said, look, we got to talk. I think it's important.
You did?
I think it's, didn't I do that?
You did.
I think it's very important for a gay black man and a straight black man to sit down and have a dialogue.
Absolutely.
You mentioned when the cameras were off that a lot of straight individuals are afraid of this type of conversation.
Absolutely.
And this dialogue, and I would agree with that as well. I know a lot of people in my life on a personal level and just people in passing that have such a reaction out of just being around a gay person.
Absolutely.
To where, for me, I've always understood, like, okay, I'm going to have a reaction. This is just me. See, life seems so simple to me in my mind. I'm going to have a reaction off of how another human being chooses to utilize their 24 hours in their lifetime. Why is that making me lose sleep at night?
Why are you so oppressed, bro?
What am I going to be possibly mad about? That person has the right to do whatever they want with the life that they were given.
But see, that whole
I'm huge on that.
That whole concept, if everyone can get behind that concept, there wouldn't be any hatred.
Facts.
There wouldn't be any racism. There wouldn't be any homophobia.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
See, that's the thing too. And a lot of our belief systems, if not all of our belief systems,
Tying together.
Booyah, yes, they tie in together, but not just that, they're rooted from somebody else. I was just talking to the homies about this, like how you view religion, love, children, gay people, this, that, politics, was given to you at some point by another flawed individual. So we have 7.5 billion flawed individuals on the planet, and you have individuals judging the flaws in somebody else. Motherfucker, you flawed too.
Right.
How you gonna tell somebody else how to let it song? I'm big on that.
I never understood that whole like mentality, especially within the black community, because like we already get the shit end of the stick. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like why
add to it?
Why add to it? But at the same time, it's the fear of the unknown. Yeah. You know? Yeah. And that's just that just goes to a lot of human traits in general. Like you don't know something, so you tend to be scared of it. Right. So you tend to fight back. As opposed to being more in like, oh, let me try to get to know. Let me ask questions. Yeah. And you know, I've been asked every question under the sun, and from when I can tell you any question won't offend me.
Open book.
I'm an open book for the most part. When it comes to my family and my relationships, I try to keep that more private. Yeah, understood. But for the most part, if you generally have a question, I think not just when it comes to you, but anyone, if you really don't know, you should try to educate yourself and not just Google something, not just read online. Actually ask someone. Yes,
this right
ask
here,
what's going
dialogue.
on. It makes sense. Like people ask me all the time, so I was like, talk to me in person. Don't sit there because things get misconstrued via text messages, even phone calls sometimes. Unless you know that person's tones. Have a face-to-face dialogue. Absolutely. You don't know, ask. Yeah. I think it's super, super important. One of the biggest things that's present for me right now, and one of the first things that I wrote down on my notes is, where does the disconnect, from your perspective, begin in regards to people in the LGBTQ community, and people who are straight, right, for the lack of a better word? Where's the disconnect in regards to this, the dialogue? Why are we so afraid? So we know we're afraid. Why is that? Why I think it's just more conditional. Just throughout the years, it goes. I think it goes all the way back to like white colonialism. Like in most cultures of people of color, especially black people, Pacific Islanders, like the Native Americans, they have 15 different genders. You know? So, and gender is a whole construct as it is. Gender is literally not really science. It's more of a construct that society put on to people. So, overall, I just think that people.
What do you mean by that? That's interesting.
Because when it comes to sex, yes, we have straight people, gay people, but at the end of the day, sex is all fluid. You know, if I close my eyes and get hit by a girl, I'm probably, you know, gonna finish because I'm not, you know. So I think once people break down their walls and what they've been raised to do and raised to see, as opposed to like, a lot of people tend to be more narrow-minded. If they just open up a little bit and actually see what's out there, the possibilities are endless. If you stay within your little bubble, you know, and not even try to think about what else is out there, you can really tell me there are millions of cultures out there, and many of other cultures believe in different genders and sexualities, and here comes the white man with his Christianity, which is basically a ripoff of other black religions. That's not the conversation. And so they try to spew this one specific white scripture, and now you have Adam and Eve, and it should be this and this and that, like that, but that's not how it always was. So I really, when it comes to that mindset in America, I really heavily blame colonization and Christianity belief onto America. That's absolutely how I feel about that.
Absolutely. That's powerful. That's powerful. For me, I'm thinking right now, I hear a lot of people, and I've had this conversation with, I'm not going to say their name, but a good brother of mine in the LGBTQ community. We have these conversations, and I asked the good brother, I said, what do you say to people? I'm going to ask you the same question. What do you say to people who say things along the lines of, well, it's unnatural to be gay. It's outside of creation. You can't create a child with two men. You can't create a child with two women. What do you say to the people like that? And just what do you say to that? I want to elaborate.
I mean, not everything needs to be. I don't want to have kids. I don't want to live by your standards. I don't want to live by your rules. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I want to procreate, I can. I will. I won't. So stop holding me to your standards, to your religious-based standards of life. I'm not a religious person. 9 times out of 10, I won't even believe in your situation. So why should I live my life and move how I move based upon your standards? Who are you? Are you paying my bills?
That goes back to my point. That goes back to my point. You have a flawed human telling another human how to
like, how many sins have you done this morning?
Right.
Like, come on now.
My brother said just in the morning.
Just this morning. Because I had about 12 before 8 o'clock. Like, the hell? Not gonna tell me nothing.
Understood.
Like, you don't pay my bills. You don't help me move forward in life. So why should I listen to you?
Right. There's a certain fear, I believe, within our community specifically, since we're on the topic of the black community in particular. There's a certain fear according to what we were taught when we were young. I recall very distinct conversations with my father specifically, who's probably the biggest homophobe you probably ever meet in your life, still is today. And my mom used to always say, well, you just homophobe because you, have relations with a dude. My mom used to literally say that, bro. I remember her saying that to my dad.
Well, they always say like the biggest homophobes are the ones who were probably closeted themselves.
That's what my mom used to tell my pops.
I always found that pretty entertaining because like I've definitely been with a few closeted DL men myself. And it's funny because in junior high school, which I refer to as the dark ages, I was bullied so bad, bro, so bad. And then one guy bullied me all the time for being gay, and I wasn't even out like that. And I ran into him on a bus, maybe like when I was in my early 20s, and he was a clear flaming homo.
Come on.
And I was like, well, ain't this a bitch?
Ain't that crazy?
And I'm cuter than you, so it's whatever. It's whatever. I love those like redemptions. Like I remember I went to New York like maybe 2 years ago, and I was on the train going somewhere, and I was looking fly as hell.
Come on.
And I happened to run into my old junior high school bully, which happened to be a girl.
Come on.
And I'm gonna post this, and she's gonna see it.
Come on. I'm sending you this clip.
And I was just I thought it was the funniest thing because clearly she's been through some horrible things in life. Like she was wearing like a raggedy ass 2001 Coogee sweater with like some Air Force Ones.
Yes, sir.
And I was like thinking to myself, you bullied me for years, girl. Like you made my life hell, and here you are. And I'm out here visiting New York, living in LA, living my best life.
Come on.
Let me catch back on my first flight back to New York, back to LA. Bye. It felt so good to see you like that.
Hey, like that redemption. Come on now. You got to understand.
I love a good redemption story.
Ain't nothing wrong with a good redemption story. You understand what
I
I'm
have saying? I have a few. Let me tell you, I was tortured growing up.
Come on.
Kids are evil.
Hey, you want to know a funny story? Let me tell you a funny story. True story. I've shared this story quite a few times. First time in Atlanta. I was on my second tour. So my second tour. Went to St. Louis, Dallas, Texas, Houston, Texas, New Orleans, Atlanta. I did the whole South, right? So I said St. Louis already. So I booked my flight to Atlanta, and this is around around the time where I really wanted to like starting to make a name for myself as a poet, as a performer. And so I was just thirsty for stage time, dog, to be completely honest
Anywhere
with you.
we can get in.
Anywhere y'all can get it. He knows this because he was at a lot of them damn events recording my ass. You understand me? But what I would do is, before I would book a flight, I would go on Instagram, look up hashtags. So, for example, if I'm looking to go to Atlanta, I would look up open mics in Atlanta, hashtag. And then I would find venues, get in contact with the venue owner, and see if I can get stage time in that place.
That's a good way to get free concert tickets. Just
Yes,
put it
sir.
out
Yes,
there.
sir.
Just done it a few times.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Makes sense, too. It's a damn good way. But, so I do that to Atlanta. I do that to a few other places. Atlanta in particular, it's my first time in Atlanta, and I absolutely love Atlanta. And I got a lot of people that I know in Atlanta, good folks, fell in love with Atlanta. They call it the Black Hollywood.
Oh, absolutely.
They call it the Black Hollywood. You know we
Absolutely,
thriving out there.
yeah,
You know we
absolutely.
thriving out there.
They lit out there.
We thriving out there.
I can't go out there no more.
Come on now. He got him a story too. Come on.
We're not going to talk about that right now. Not today.
So, I go to Atlanta. I get booked in Atlanta my first day. Book into my Airbnb. Right when I get into my Airbnb, I got to leave and go straight to the event. I booked open mic time for an event. I forgot what the event was called, but it was at a bar, right? So I go into the bar. I remember being super early. It's not really a lot of people here, just some trickles of folks. You know, folks having drinks. They had a band on tables, like a high-rise stage, and they had a band up there. Just good vibes, right? And I'm sitting there chilling. I didn't order no drinks or nothing. I don't like to drink before I perform. So I'm just sitting there chilling, just vibing, and I'm waiting on my boy who lives in Atlanta. I invited him down to come down to the venue. So I'm sitting in there. It's my time to go perform, right? Fast forward a little bit. It's my time to go perform. You hear me, big dog? You hear me, big dog? Oh, shit. It's my time to go perform, and I go up and perform. One of the funniest fucking stories of my life. I go up and perform, and I'm performing 2 heartbreak poems according to my exes. I've been engaged twice. So I'm up here talking about my ex, and these poems are fire, big dog. I done shut stages down with these poems. You hear what I'm saying? And so I go up there and I'm doing my poems, bro. I'm getting no responses. I mean, crickets throughout the whole fucking thing. Not one snap, not one nothing. I'm up there, and anybody who's seen me perform, I'm an extremely passionate performer. So I'm engaged, eye contact, doing my shit, boom, 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 bringing it to life, creating the storyline.
Nothing.
Bro, nothing. Do you hear what I'm saying? Nothing.
Awkward.
So super awkward, bro, and I'm not used to it, so it's kind of hitting my ego a little bit. And I'm like, hold on, shit, I ain't got it no more. What the fuck going on? So fast forward a little bit more. I'll never forget, I said on the mic, I said, okay, so clearly y'all don't fuck with heartbreak poems up in here. So I said, I'm going to switch the tempo a little bit. And I did one of my pro-black, conscious, fucking woke man fucking poems called Sandman, which Sandman is my go-to with. That's
ace in the hole, period. Done.
That's the fucking bazooka, nigga. Stop playing with me. That's the one that's okay, if all else fails, I'm bringing out Sandman and it's shutting shit down. Crickets. Crickets again.
Nothing.
Adam, you not hearing me, bro. Crickets. Come on. Bro, I get off the stage. The homie Stevie is off to my right. Stevie Hearts, shout out to my boy Stevie Hearts, a.k.a. Put Your Heart in It. That's my brother. He was there. He's a testament to this motherfucker.
Can we take a quick break?
Come on. Talk to me.
Because I'm hot as hell.
Come on. Take that thing off, bro. You good. You good. No break needed, bro. Get comfortable.
Hold on 1 second.
Come on. But like I'm saying, big dog, before our intermission just happened.
Yeah,
you understand?
It's hot up in here, you know.
I get off the stage, bro, from performing. I go down, talk to my boy, Put Your Heart in It, a.k.a. Stevie Hearts. And I say, bro, they wasn't really fucking with me. Mind you, it's my first time in Atlanta. I'm used to going city to city, shutting stages down. So I go to my big dog, I say, yo, bro, they ain't really fucking with your boy up in here, man. What's going on? They discriminating against a nigga because I'm from L.A.? Look, I'm personal. I say, look, because I got Chucks on. What's up these niggas in here?
You don't fuck with Chucks back
bro,
east.
looking. The homie looked to his left. The homie looked to his right. He said, Q, you know where I'm going with this. He said, Q, you in a gay bar, bro. Big dog. He said, Q, this is a gay bar, bro.
So, yeah. Awkward even more.
I said, bro, literally, I told him, bro, I was literally in the beginning, before I got called up, I'm literally looking around like, yo, there's no women in here. Not one woman.
You didn't think?
Nothing.
Bro.
Nothing. Everybody I tell this story to, they like, bro, you crazy. You would have, bro, I'm so tapped into mentally preparing.
No drag queens,
nothing.
No.
And this is the thing about Atlanta, what I found out.
No rainbow flags?
No, nothing. No flags, no nothing. Not one. And I can't wait to get Stevie Hart's on the phone. I'm going to get the name of that bar. Not a flag, not an indication, no drag queens, no dudes switching.
Nothing.
Bro, listen to me, what I'm telling you right now. I found out it's a lot of down low cats in Atlanta.
Oh, yes, there is.
See there? So now I'm in here. Bro, these niggas look like just regular LA hood niggas.
Those be the best
bro,
kinds
tats,
sometimes.
chains.
Yeah.
Bro, in here, hats on. I'm like, oh, shit.
And those ones will be throwing it back the hardest. And acting,
oh, man, look at it. Look at it.
I can't go to Atlanta, child. Let me tell you.
Come on, them down low brothers out there. Come on, I done heard about these brothers.
They're a dangerous crowd. You have to be very careful with them because they can have whole families, have you out here spending all your money. I'm not saying from my personal experience because I'm not about that life.
It sounds like personal experience.
No. Let me tell you. One thing about me, I don't get used. I use first and foremost.
I heard it.
But yeah, actually, my friend's gonna kill me.
Come on.
But he was talking to this DL dude for like months online. They finally met, and I really don't know how, but he convinced my friend to sign a lease for an apartment and a brand new car.
Come on.
And I don't know what happened down there, but he came back home to New York.
Come on.
And asked him what happened. He was like, we got into a fight. I left him, da-da-da. I'm like, okay, cool. I found out, like, through a friend, he still had the car and still had living in the apartment.
Come on.
And
something went on.
Something
was cracking.
Something happened. I can't say more than that because my best friend's gonna watch this.
They're gonna kill you.
He gonna kill me. So
you said it'd be like that.
DL niggas. Niggas. They put you through it. They put you through it. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, listen,
They put you through it.
Come on, they out there like that.
You gotta be careful in these streets. You gotta be real careful. Gotta find you a good one.
Hilarious, man. Look, I wanna switch gears a little bit and talk about something that was present just a few months ago. It caused a lot of controversy within headlines. And it's a perspective that I've always wanted to obtain from somebody who was actually in the community, right? And for me being on the other side of the sexuality, you know what I'm saying? Spectrum. I want to be able to understand fully. We had Dwayne Wade's son, right? Zaire.
I think that's how you pronounce her name.
Zaire.
I think it's not Zaire.
Zaire. I'm sorry, Dwayne Wade's daughter. Zaire Wade, right? Come out and say, hey, Dad, I want to be recognized as a woman, as a girl, right? And Dwayne Wade, Gabrielle Union, extremely supportive, as you can see, super just like
super parents,
right? Doing their thing. And that caused a lot of backlash.
Of course it did.
You know what I'm saying? Within our community in particular. How could you, oh my God, letting your son be a whoop-de-whoop? I'm going to share my perspective from a transparent space. But I want to hear yours because I think the education when it comes to the youth is more needed than the adults.
Well, first and foremost, it's no one's business.
Yeah.
That is a child.
Yeah.
And the comments and the rhetoric that I've seen is absolutely disgusting. There is no reason why that a child's genitals is coming out of your mouth. Like, why are you talking about this child's genitals?
Yeah.
That's one.
Yeah. Two,
being transgender, transsexual, there's so many layers to it.
Yeah.
You know,
speak on that because we don't understand.
You don't have to. You don't like. I know so many transgender women who are. You will never guess they were trans. Period. But they still have their big old dicks. You know what I'm saying? There are trans women who choose to cut it off. There are trans men who want to remove their breasts. Some don't. There's so many layers. Just because she wants to be identified as a female, which she has every right to, let her live her best life. She's only, what, 12 years old. 12 years old. She doesn't know exactly what she's going to be when she's an adult. Neither do her parents know, but they're allowing her and giving her that space. And that's the problem that with the Black community, they don't give their children the creative space to allow them to be themselves. And that's one thing that my parents did right with me and my big sister, that they saw things in us and they pushed us towards that. And a lot of parents don't necessarily do that. And like, for example, like little Boozy was the one who really pissed me off the most.
You know, Boozy was going ham.
Because one, first and foremost, can we talk about the fact that he got a prostitute to suck his 13-year-old child's dick?
He did say that.
And no one's talking about that.
He did say that.
Why is he not in jail, bro?
Yeah.
But yet you want to talk about a child being... Shout out to her, because to come out like that, knowing that both your parents are superstars, and then knowing that you're going to have this heavy backlash, and now you're looked at as the spokesperson. You're only 12 years old.
12. It's a lot of pressure.
That's a lot of pressure. And from what I've seen on social media, because that's all what everyone sees, she seems like a very well-adjusted young lady.
Yeah.
And everyone is up this child's ass for what? For what?
Yeah.
Why? Because her skin is popping?
Right.
like in her, it is. Like, I want her skin secret so bad. Maybe it's because she's young, but her skin is popping.
Come on.
Like, people are just mad. Mind your business. Like, I truly don't understand why people get mad.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to sleep with you, bro. If you don't like gay sex, don't have gay sex. If you don't like gay marriage, don't have gay marriage.
Yeah.
It's a kind of easy concept.
I think the biggest thing in regards to people who don't understand that perspective fully is they feel as though when someone of that stature, when you're both parents are superstars, right? You're obviously going to get a lot of shine. You're going to get a lot of media time. And there's other kids that are watching that. And I think from straight parents' perspective that don't understand what you just explained, it's a fear of like, okay, this boy who told his parents that I now want to be identified as a girl.
It's honestly because one, for her, it's coming out twice, right? Right. So like you're coming out as gay, if she's gay or not, because we don't know that because it's no one's business. And then you're coming out as transgender. That's two separate conversations.
Help us to understand that, because honestly speaking, I personally don't understand that, and I wanted to have this interview in order to educate myself and to understand what that means.
It all goes back down to sexuality. Sexuality is a spectrum. You know, your gender doesn't define who you're sexually attracted to.
Of course. Me,
I am gay. That's what I identify as. But if a female to male transgender person comes up to me and they are fine as hell with a beard and everything and still has a vagina, guess what we doing?
Got you.
Because again, that's my business.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Sex is a spectrum.
Got you.
Now, do I like Victoria's Secret models? No, because I'm not attracted to femininity. That's what it is with me.
So it's more of the energy opposed to
Absolutely. If you
speak on that.
Like, it's about energy. Like, if I'm attracted to masculinity, so if you're a very masculine guy, I'm gonna be attracted to that. Versus, I don't really care what body approach you have, you know, because sex is a spectrum. I can, like I said, if I close my eyes and someone gives me head, I'm not gonna know who is giving me head until I open my eyes. So it's not that deep. Everyone just needs to mind their damn business. And I feel like a lot of the people who tend to be up in arms about all of this really have dry sex, and it's only missionary. Because why else would you be pressed? Because let's be real, gay sex is popping.
I love this guy. Come on,
because our sex is so demonized that we're forced to think outside of the box to have sex. So you already know this shit is lit. So if you have an issue with it, your sex is dry. Like, you probably have to use lube for your girl's vag.
My guy coming to y'all bed.
I'm just saying, like, why else would you be so pressed about what am I doing? I pay my taxes. I'm trying to start an empire here, and you sitting there mad because I'm fucking a guy, bro. What? What are we doing?
It's wild, man. Hey, wild world we live in, brother. Again, you got flawed people trying to tell people how to live their lives. Again, I'm very genuine about the understanding element. I want to walk away from this with new perspectives, with new senses of awareness and understanding. But again, I want to stay on track in regards to the exposure of the LGBTQ community. Am I saying it right? LGBTQ community, right?
I guess it's LGBTQ plus community. It's okay. The times are changing, things are changing.
They know what I'm saying. They know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They know what I'm talking about.
You're an ally. We know. God damn it. Shit.
LGBTQ community.
Right.
In regards to the exposure for children, I think that's the conversation I want to be able to open up. I see a lot of this stuff.
It definitely is. I think kids definitely need to be exposed, because as a kid, for me, and that's something that definitely resonates with me, because that's why I made my film. That's why I started my production company, because I truly feel that as a Black gay man, our voices aren't truly represented correctly. Like, for example, every time you think of any gay Black media, TV show, movie, it's one of two spectrums. It's either super flamboyant or super down low thug. They're both amazing. They're both true, but that's
actually real.
There's really no happy medium. You know what I'm saying? And then when there is a show or a movie that's like that, it doesn't have the same prestige or get the same recognition as a white show. For example, like there's a show called Queer as Folk. A lot of gay people know what this show is.
You said Queer as Folk?
Queer as Folk. It had 8 seasons. It was on Showtime. You could watch the show and you could see that it was amazing writing. The production was at a higher scale, but it was a cast of white people. Now, that was a show for me growing up where I kind of like realized what the whole gay scene was. Ironically enough, when I became an adult, I actually resonated with a lot of the characters in those episodes, an all-white cast. Yeah. Wasn't until I was more of an adult where there was a show called Noah's Ark, which is the same exact concept, 5 men living in the city who happen to be gay, but this show is all Black. Right. It only had 2 seasons. Compared to 2 shows, clearly the production value wasn't there compared to the white show, and had only had 2 seasons compared to the 8. And for me, it was like, well, damn. And to be honest, I couldn't really resonate with any of the characters from that show.
Gotcha.
So when I started my production company, I wanted to, one, make media that I feel that represents me as just like your regular schmegular degular gay Black man who ain't really shit. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no, I would love for there to be like a Will and Grace aspect, the show, but Black. There really is not. Like that show is like one of the few shows that I can say like Will's like a regular schmegular white gay guy living his best life, happens to be a lawyer, successful. There's no that narrative does not exist for the Black male community, and that's what I want to do. So when I made my film, I wanted to show the dualities of being a Black gay man within the Black Lives Matter community. Got you. So that's how that whole thing plays in. Got you.
What about from a cartoon perspective?
Absolutely not. There is no gay Black cartoons. I mean, I'm a proud Black nerd, and I love Static Shock, and that was pretty much it. Yeah, there's really not much. There's Storm. There's so many out there, but I just.
So do you think there should be more gay characters in cartoons?
I think there's already a lot of gay comics as it is, like within Marvel and DC. I think they should get the highlight, as well as, yes, gay cartoons. There are gay cartoons on Netflix right now that's more satire, but not necessarily like, I don't know, like
just out there, just blatantly.
Yeah, like
it's not. You ain't got to guess.
Yeah,
you know how they just came out and said SpongeBob was part of the LGBT community. Did you see that?
I read that, and I was trying to read the whole thing, and I think because a sponge is asexual, and asexual falls under the category as LGBTQ+, that he's considered that or an ally. Like, I actually had a very long conversation about this with my nephew, and he was very confused, and low-key so am I. But I think because sponges are asexual,
what do you mean by that? Asexual?
They reproduce by themselves. You can cut off a limb of a sponge, and it can still grow. Or no, that's a starfish. It releases its spores out, and then it grows from that. Some shit like that. But I know they're asexual. That's what I know. Some shit like that. Yeah, but they're asexual. So therefore, if you're a human asexual, means I don't really know the full definition of asexuality when it comes to humans, but I do know it's borderline. Like, you really don't have sex with someone. I'm not really sure. Please, if you're asexual, do not come for me. I will do my research. I do not know exactly what it is, but I know what asexual when it comes to humans as much. Maybe like there's no sex, or I don't know. But so there's that. But I guess he's an ally. I don't know what he is, child.
Now I remember having a conversation with this brother in the community, and we're having a conversation centered around should child characters be portrayed as gay, A, and B, should we be exposing children to even the conversation of sexuality? What will be your response to that?
There's levels to that response, because I think it really depends on the parents. And
Yeah,
that's how I have to do with everything.
Upbringing, belief systems,
exactly.
All that goes into account.
My upbringing, my parents were super open with me about everything. So at an early age, I already knew what sex was. I already knew what about a lot of different things was. I was exposed to sex because my parents were very informative in a very safe way. Mm-hmm. I've seen, but there are parents who just don't tell the kids nothing about sex, just don't have sex.
And it creates a sense of curiosity in those children. My mom was the same way.
And those are the ones who probably go out and do wild shit. I'm pretty sure we do a lot of wild shit in those stories too.
That's why a lot of these fucking kids with rich parents who was caged in a house all their goddamn life grow up and be wild.
And once they get some freedom, they just
booyah, they out of there. Yeah. So for me, I think there's an element of kind of like, I don't really understand it. So for me, I'm very careful with my words with things that I don't understand, because this conversation was meant for me to be a sponge and to learn.
Well, if you have some inappropriate questions you want to ask off camera, feel free, because I don't want no one attacking you either.
No, exactly. Hey, look,
you can talk off camera if you like.
LGBT community coming for King Q. I don't want no smoke. No, you understand me?
Because they will ruin you.
That part, they worse than a beehive. They fucked me up.
They half of them a damn beehive, damn it.
Come on now, but I'm just trying to learn, man. As a straight black man, absolutely. I'm trying to learn, and I want to be an example for other straight black men, and to say, we can have this dialogue. I can walk away from this table and not necessarily agree with anything, but as long as I respect you enough to be able to still look at you and call you my brother and treat you accordingly,
all that matters.
That's all that really matters to me. How can we progressively start treating each other as a unit, one unit? I don't give a fuck if you gay. I don't care if you a Trump supporter. That is that person's decision in life. At the end of the day, what we did not ask to be, what we did not, what we were born, booyah. Mm-hmm. This brother is me.
We all the same complexion.
Come on, man. You understand what I'm saying? So you ain't no less of a brother to me than anybody who's straight or this or that or that. And that's just my perspective. And I'm just trying to be an example for that.
I definitely think it takes open, honest conversation.
Yeah.
Have the dialogue. That's what it comes down to, because a lot of people are scared.
Yeah.
And they're scared because they don't know, and they don't know how to open that dialogue.
Yeah.
If you're afraid to ask like a black person like a stereotypical question, say, hey, like I have this question, I don't know how to ask it without coming off as offensive.
Yeah.
And this is what I've heard. Can you elaborate? It's all about how you word. If you say like something like that to me as a white person, I was in Big Bear a few weeks ago, and I have long hair, and Big Bear is a white neighborhood, and a white woman at the bar was like, do you mind if I touch your hair? And she literally asked as she was reaching, and I grabbed her arm, and I was like, absolutely not. That's fucking racist. I'm not a monkey. And I just
Can I touch your hair?
Bro.
White folks, y'all out there tripping like that?
When I tell you, all the ancestors in me went to the palm of my hand and grabbed her arm so quick.
You didn't even know that she grabbed her arm.
I swear I didn't. I swear, all I heard was, can I touch your hair?
The homie
and I
zoned out.
knew that I was in a white bar. And honestly, to me, I didn't give a fuck.
Yes, sir.
I don't give a fuck. If a white person tries me, they're going to feel the wrath of my mouth, of my hands. I don't give a, I can be in the, I can be in the middle of Ku Klux Klan country.
Come on.
Okay?
Yes,
I'm gonna be a hashtag tonight because I'm gonna kill someone.
Hey,
I'm not going. Look, you're not gonna. No.
Come on.
So later that night, she actually apologized. She's like, "I'm so sorry." Blah 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 blah. I'm just like, okay, whatever. I wasn't trying to cause a scene. I was with my friends. We were vibing. Everyone was actually buying us drinks all night. So I was like, cool. Maybe because we black and we don't want black people to say it, everyone's literally buying us drinks and making us have a good time. So all right, cool. She was nice. She was like, but the thing was, she said, I asked you because I have a black nephew. He does a lot of crazy things with his hair, and I want to ask him. And my thought was, so bitch, you decided to ask a stranger? I even asked. You was grabbing my hair. So if I didn't hear you and acknowledge your presence,
she'd have been touching on your shit.
And if I would have been a pop real quick, you would have been mad. And it would have been assault because you're a white bitch.
That part.
And I would have played the game like, oh no, I would have got gay so quick. I would have been like, no, she tried to touch me. No, she didn't. Let me tell you, I'll play that gay card real quick.
Hilarious. Yes, sir.
Shit, it comes in handy sometimes.
Sir. Come on.
Tell you, there's a black card and a gay card.
That part.
It comes with the struggles, but it has its benefits.
I heard it, man. Look, man, hey, this is great dialogue, man. We gotta have it. Is there a sense of see, for me as a straight man, I'm gonna say this from personal experience, right? I've had my sister, without saying any names, because motherfuckers like to dissect my interviews and be you talking about me right there. I ain't saying no names, okay? But my sister, my big sister, who's one of my best friends in the world, she's had quite a few gay friends in her life, right? Guy friends, right? She seems to attract them, right? Now,
is she like a bad bitch?
I would say so, yeah. Yeah, I would say so. And she's a dancer. She's a world-renowned dancer.
Oh, yeah, we love
she's
them.
A model.
Oh, yeah, we love them. We love them. Yes, honey. Yes.
She's a model, dancer. She's just super dope. But she had a gay friend, without saying any names. And this certain brother used to hang around us. You understand me? Hang around the family, know my mom, know the family, real close to the family. Now, me, my sister, this certain individual, and my cousin, who's also in the LGBT community, she used to have us all over at her house, right? Used to have us all over at her house. And I personally started to notice some things, right? Just keeping it real. I'm keeping it non-biased. I am not homophobic. I'm not sexually scared. I ain't none of that. This is my mindset. I'm a straight man to the core. Period. I ain't never had nothing with nobody else. I don't have no experiences, feel nothing, bro. So what you do, I completely respect that. But once you try to cross the line and bring that over, now we got a problem.
That's a problem.
Now we got a problem. Now I'm gonna treat you how you just treated the white bitch that tried to touch your hair.
For me, it's the same exact thing.
It's the same exact thing, big dog.
Like, respect that. Like, that's what people don't realize with being gay is like, versus being straight. Like, if you look at a girl, you can holler at her, like, no matter what.
Come on.
But if we're walking the street, I think you're cute. I cannot be like, yo, show you, like, I find you, the ass is thick as fuck.
That's not how it works.
I will get punched in the face. Like, so being gay, there's always that fear. But at the same time, if you tell me you're straight, if you tell me straight, I'm not gonna flirt. I'm like, I'm a bold ass nigga first and foremost. So if I find someone attractive, I'm the guy I will approach you first. So if I'm in a situation, I'm in a mixed crowd, and I don't know you're gay, I'm gonna do my reconnaissance. I'm gonna either literally talk to you, because I can talk to you and figure out if you're gay, or ask around. And if you are gay, I'm sliding in. If you're not, I'm gonna fall back.
I respect that. So here's the issue with this situation, real quick. Here's the issue with this situation. So hanging around the brother consistently, treating them literally how I would treat anybody. Anybody who's felt my energy, you know, I will hug my brother right here the same way I will hug that is me. That is my nature. That's my spirit. I love people. Before anything, I love people. I love genuine connection, and I treat everybody like family as long as you're a good person. So check this out. I started to notice certain things that was like crossing the line. And it only used to happen when drinking was involved. So if all of us is drinking, me, my sister, my cousin, we got friends over, he's here, boom, boom. Hey, big dog, if your hand slip over here one more time, that don't look like no accident. That's a problem for me. You understand what I'm saying? So I had to confront bro. I confronted my sister first, because that's her best friend. And I said, look, I saw some stuff last night. Bro kind of like stepped out of line.
Was you sober when you approached him?
I was extremely sober.
No, was he sober?
Oh, yes. We both were. Yes, we both were. It was the next morning.
It
was the next morning. So I told her, called my sister up the next morning and told her, look, I'm about to pull up on bro. Knew where he worked, and I used to throw events at the same. He's going to know exactly who this is. But I don't really give a fuck.
I mean, you kind of put me on blast, so I mean,
I just basically said who it is. But I still got love for the brother till this day, but I have to speak my truth. It's equivalent to me sharing stories about my dad being a crack addict, my dad looking at the episode feeling embarrassed. But no, sir, this is my truth.
Right.
It is what it is. So I had a conversation with the brother, man to man, and let him know, look, bro, I know that you know what you're doing, so I'm not going to sit here and talk to you like you a child or, oh, I was drunk. I don't give a fuck about none of that. You know what you're doing, bro.
How did he receive that?
So I talked to him. I didn't talk to him like you know, as hostile as I am right now. But I spoke to him in a very respectful tone and just let him know, look, bro, I'm very aware that you're aware of what the behavior and what you displaying. I believe in accountability. And, you know, for me, I just want to talk to you man to man, look you in your eyes and just let you know, bro, I'm a straight man to my core. I got a queen. And I'm not interested in none of that, bro. And I feel like you trying to like graze up against me and do certain sneak shit that's kind of like making me real uncomfortable, bro, to the point to where I don't want to hang around you no more. And I don't want to sexualize you. But if that's the energy that you giving me, bro, then I have no choice but to do that. And I bring that up because of this. I think what creates the fear in straight men is the over like hypersexuality shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
I definitely understand that. 'Cause I know a lot of gays who actually. My gay friends don't do that. We actually talk about that a lot, and we find it disgusting that gays that do that. Yeah. Is he younger?
Older. Like 10 years older.
That's a problem, because at this point now you're a predator.
Booyah. That's what I told my sister.
You're a predator.
So I told my sister, and for me, I take a lot of pride in being an influencer that speaks on truth. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I'm going to speak my truth. I told my sister that night, bro, give me predator vibes.
Period. Because he tried you once, you told him y'all were both sober. He received the message no matter which way you came across. There was a message, he received it. And if you tried it again, you may catch his hands. Like I tell people like all the time, like, if a male tries me, these hands are bisexual. Like, they go both ways. So I'm going to tell you once, if you try me again, there's going to be a bigger altercation.
But I think that it creates a blockage. I'm speaking from personal experience. That situation specifically created a blockage for me.
Agreed.
And I started to feel like, okay, here I am trying to be loving and welcoming to everybody, and I'm getting taken advantage of according to my energy.
And I think that at some point, well, one, that guy is definitely wrong. He take accountability and seek some counseling. Yeah. But also, you have to also look within and not judge the whole entire culture. Not saying you do that, but like judge the whole entire culture based on one experience, because everything you're feeling can be flipped on the white and black side. You know what I'm saying?
Facts,
so like a white person can be upset at a whole black community just because he got mugged by one black person.
That's facts.
So and I was saying the same thing. Like, you have to change your mindset on the whole entire community.
Yeah.
Open dialogue. Have these conversations.
Yeah,
like
important.
I'm only one very small person with a very small opinion within a very, very big community.
Yeah.
My story is a lot different from a trans woman, from a trans man, to a child, to a teenager. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone is different.
Yeah.
So the best thing you can do, the only thing you can do, is to literally to help change your mindsets and keep having these conversations. And that's the problem with the black community as a whole, is they're not having these conversations. Yeah. And that's why I think the black community does not support the LGBT community, neither does the Black Lives Matter movement as a whole. Yeah. And that's why I made my film in the first place.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up, because another thing that I was just having a conversation with a good sister of mine who's in the LGBT community. She's a lesbian sister. And we were talking about the All Black Lives Matter mural in Hollywood. And my stance on that was, literally, I was genuinely confused when I saw it. I had no idea what it meant. I had no idea that recently a person in the LGBTQ community had just passed away at the hands of police, if I remember correctly, right? So I had no idea that happened. So I was looking at that, I'm like, what the fuck? Who put all on it? Like, don't Black Lives Matter already mean all Black Lives Matter? So talk to me about that perspective.
It doesn't. Like, you can ask literally every single black person within a community, and they can tell you that the black community does not support them as a whole. And I'm saying that from the bottom of my heart, and that's coming from a family who did support me. And I still stand by my conviction saying the black community does not support me. Because when shit happens, who's on the front line? I was gay bashed in high school and put in a hospital. I was jumped by 7 niggas. You feel me? 7 niggas. There was outrage for that. None of that. There was just 3 transgender women beat up in Hollywood 2 weeks ago, and a bunch of black men are laughing at it, just doing shit. But when we get killed by a police officer, who's on the front line? Let's not forget that the reason why black people have the rights that we have today is because of the gay community, because of transgender women, period. If it wasn't for us, them, we, black people wouldn't be where we are today.
Speak on that. How so?
I should have done my research a little bit more. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No, it's all good.
I
like to dig.
But there's been a lot of laws that been passed that's for the benefit of black people that would never happen if it wasn't for a person within the LGBT community.
Understood.
And I wish I would have brought my notes, because I had a feeling that was gonna come up.
We'll have a part 2. Yeah, I just like to dig. Because we live in a society to where people hear shit on the surface, so they'll hear you say that, and then they'll be like, what do you mean by that?
And I want you to do your research. I want you to find these laws, because like when I did my research and I found out, I was like, huh, cool, interesting. And I kept pushing. Like, they don't teach us everything in school. You know how many times I had a conversation with people and they're like, oh, Hillary Clinton was the first woman to run for president. I'm like, no, she wasn't. The first woman to run for president was black. Do you know her name? Anybody in the room know her name? One more time.
Nope.
No? There you go.
Shirley Chisholm.
Say it again.
I knew it.
There we go.
Shirley Chisholm.
She was the first woman to run for president, not Hillary Clinton, and she was black. They don't teach you these things in school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and there's a deeper, brighter history rather of the LGBT community helping black people, helping America that you will just never learn about. That's just what it is.
Got you. Hey man, it's heavy shit going on right now. Hey, come on now. You're gonna have to have me take a breather one time.
And I'm gonna have to come back for part 2.
Man. Hey, you gotta understand, we gotta have a part 2, brother. I mean, this dialogue is much needed. I find myself in these conversations and not wanting them to end. I feel like I say the same thing in every episode, but man, I'm so present right now in this moment. I understand that this is a moment in history right here. This is. People don't realize these films live forever. This shit gonna be out 10 years from now, 20 years from now. It's still gonna be out. And these conversations need to be had. So I want to take this opportunity to just encourage everybody in the black community to start treating our brothers and sisters in the LGBTQ plus community as you would anybody else. A person's sexuality or sexual preference has nothing to do with how you it shouldn't have anything to do with how you treat them.
Period.
In my personal perspective, a person's sexual, let's break that down. You mad over a person's sexual preference. That is the.
And I'm not gonna lie, the word preference is kind of a trigger for me because like it's not a preference, it's not a choice. Like
this is what it is.
This is what it is. Like I didn't choose to be. I didn't wake up and go, I'm gonna suck some dick this morning. That's not how this works.
So let me.
People are just upset of people. You're upset of someone's life. What it comes down to, it's not just about sex. It's someone's life.
Yeah, speak on that.
Because at the end of the day, I don't have to have sex, but I'm still the same person. Me being gay does not define who I am. Me being black does not define who I am. I'm a human being.
Before any of that,
I am a life. I am a beating heart. I am
energy,
a son.
A spirit, a source.
I am a brother.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is like so when people not saying you trigger me, but when people say like it's they're mad over their sexual preference. It's not a preference. It's just this is what it is for me. It's not a choice. I didn't like you didn't choose to be straight. So it wasn't a preference for you. I didn't choose to be gay because it's not a preference. It is what it is.
So do you feel like, and this is a conversation, I'm glad you brought that up. Do you feel like we can be born gay as humans?
I think so.
Yeah?
I think so because I remember when I was in kindergarten, like literally started to love, peace, and joy in Hollis, Queens, a dope-ass preschool, looking at like little boys' peepees. And don't judge me, I was their age. I'm not saying I would do it now, but I remember back then. And then like I remember in that same school, they tried to teach us the difference between bowing and curtsying. And they showed the girls how to curtsy first. And they said, now you do it, Adam. So I curtsy, not knowing the difference. And everyone laughed at me and I didn't really get it. And then, so yeah, I definitely think that you are born gay. As you get older, you can make the choices to do things. Like when I was in college, I definitely did a lot of things that definitely you would think I was straight or more bisexual, but I gravitate towards I gravitate towards masculinity and that type of energy more than anything else.
Got you. Hey man, powerful stuff yet again. Like I said, brother, I could talk to you all day just because I'm a sponge before anything and I'm a student. I'm a student to this. I'm a student to life and I always will be. So I just want to say I appreciate and I love you dearly, brother. You have my full and entire support. And any of my brothers and sisters in the community, LGBTQ plus community, you got King Q's love right here.
Thanks, man.
I got a lot of friends in that community, brother. I really do. And I love y'all and treat y'all according to the same way I treat and maneuver with everybody else, brother. I think it's extremely important to treat people as human beings before anything else. And guess what? Newsflash for all y'all out there that's against this community, they're not going to change because you don't like them.
And we're here
they ain't going nowhere, ain't changing their mind because you don't like it. So why not unite? Why not build together? Why not support? Why not move as a unit?
Love is love, y'all.
Love is love, man.
Love is love.
Let's do it. So with that being said, I don't let none of my guests leave on the Unselfish Behavior Podcast. That is the #1 podcast in all LA. You have to understand that. I don't let nobody leave here without giving what I like to call this special segment, your unselfish message. This message could be pertaining to anything that we discussed here, anything that you want to put on the minds of the people, any last remarks, anything like that. What is the last message, aka the unselfish message from my good brother Adam Taylor, looking at this camera?
All right, so Black gay love is love. It's no different at all. Stop with the hate and come together. If you can just love way more, imagine where this world would be. Imagine where your health would be. Think about that.
Couldn't have said it any more than that, any better than that. This is my brother Adam Taylor. Yet again, you welcome anytime, my brother. Anytime. Hey, we got to do a part 2. It's absolutely mandatory. You have to understand we can't end out no episode without shouting out the mastermind, the guru that is my brother B Visuals, making it all happen. And we got my boy Rich back there helping us out tonight in the building. You know we got to shout my guy out, always showing that good love. With that being said, it's King Q. It's Adam Taylor. It's the Unselfish Behavior Podcast. And we out.